As you can tell by my name, Antoine Dupont, if that's not a dead giveaway, I'm originally from Paris, France. And when I looked up the Paris, France on the internet, I got this. So I was like, really? So not this, but that. That's the Paris that I'm from. And I went to culinary school in Paris, France. This is some 30-some-odd years ago, a long time ago. Culinary and hospitality. That was my ticket to travel the world, and I did quite a bit of that. And my first job out of school was working with this guy in London in a restaurant called Le Gavroche for a year. So you can go ahead and call me any name you want. I'm completely used to it, and please don't, because I'm a little sensitive now. I'm getting old. So we're going to cover a lot of stuff tonight, and this is part one, so there's two parts, because there's just way too much content in an hour. We'll be there for 2-3 hours, and some of you may have to go home and attend to your loved one and whatnot. So we're going to split this into two portions. Tonight we're going to be talking about mostly equipment, kind of like the basics of video marketing. We're going to be talking about the roles with video marketing process, basics, storyboarding, scripting, the videos you need, and a little bit on content. The next session is going to be a lot more in content. So I'm gonna brush the surface here, but next time is going to be a lot more strategic. In a month from now, on February 13, we're going to be a lot more strategic in how to create content. Okay, so that's what's going to be the difference between this one and what is going to be a month from now. So I know a lot of you like to take notes. I see some of you have a laptop or PDF or whatever you want, and I see some of you may actually try to take pictures of the screen, and that's totally cool. But I want to let you know that I will give you a copy of this presentation. Not tonight, it's not going to be a printed copy, but I'm going to give you a link to this entire presentation. So if you want to see it tomorrow, I will post it on the meetup. So if you want to review the slides, you don't have to write everything down, or you don't have to take a picture. You will have a full copy of that. Cool? All right. So let's first start with the context with video marketing. The first thing you need to know is that YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Not everybody knows that, but the first search engine in the world is Google, and the second one is YouTube. Right? That is where the biggest. I mean, who has been in YouTube in the last week looking for something? Right, just about the entire room, right? And then mostly on how-tos and whatnot. It's absolutely massive. Facebook is predicting that by 2020, all of the content on their platform will be consumed on a mobile phone, and it will be a video. So it will be all videos, all mobile by 2020. Now, I don't know if 2020 might seem like it's a long ways away. It's not. Like it's a year and a half from now, really, right? So this is where we're going. This is what we want to consume. So obviously your interest in video marketing is very well placed. This is where we're all going. And Cisco is predicting that by 2019, 80% of all the traffic on the internet, 80% of all the traffic will be videos. And the reason why is because this is what we want to consume. All right, so the bottom line is, if you don't want to be left behind, which is what this is about, you want to get going with video marketing with whatever you're up to, right? So I have good news and bad news. And I don't know if you like that. I prefer to go with the bad news first. So you ready for the bad news? All right, you are a media company. Whether you think you are or not, you are a media company. That is just the reality in 2017. And by the way, you have an amazing tool in your pocket, mobile phone, that can do absolutely magical thing this stuff was not available 15 years ago. But I want you to understand that in 2018, you are a media company. This is how you're going to get yourself known. But I have a good news. And the good news is, you are a media company. It's never been easier to actually produce media than in 2018. I mean, who was in business 20 years ago? Raise your hand. Yeah, I know who you are, right? Do you remember? We had none of that stuff. So that's the good news, bad news. You're a media company, and it's never been easier. And then tonight we're going to talk about video marketing. You're going to see a lot of this stuff is not that complicated once you know the steps. All right, so creating videos. The first thing you need to know and really allow yourself to suck for a while. I think that too many people are afraid to get started because they want to look good, they want it perfect, they want their hair to be right, they want the script to be right, they want the story to be right, they want everything to be, oh my God, people are going to watch it. Listen, look, the reality is if you put a video on YouTube, nobody's going to watch it. Yeah, your mother is going to watch it, or your husband and your wife, right? That's just the reality. Just allow yourself to suck. I actually, this is my first video, right? And I kept it on YouTube because it's so horrendous that I keep it just to remind me how far I've gone, right? And I just jumped in it. It was 3 years ago, and I got a flip camera. You remember those camera that flips like that? I put it on a tripod. I didn't have a microphone. It's so dark you can't see me, and I just recorded something, and I don't even remember what I was talking about. I was talking about something, but I just went for it. It doesn't have to be perfect. You know, I would say just go for it. Just give yourself a goal to create 100 videos. And I can promise something is that the 100th video would be significantly better than the first one. And allow the first one to suck. And what if it suck? You know, no big deal. All right, so choosing the right equipment. My wife right before the holidays, I was asking her, what do you want? And she said, well, why don't you set me up? Because I have all the equipment, I have a studio, and I have the camera. And she wants to do some videos, and she's always afraid to ask me because I'm too busy or I'm going to get frustrated with her. She's not ready and all this, you know, like husband and wife relationship. And she said, why don't you get me some stuff for me to get started and I could do stuff on my own. And my wife is a little bit what I will call technologically challenged. She's not as quick on a PC and the phone, and she's often frustrated. So I says, you know what? Let me get something that is like super simple, super basic, and she can do anything she wants with that. So here's the package that I got her, right? And every single one of you can start with this package right now. And actually, I brought it here, right? So the first thing I got for her is a tripod. Now, the reason why I got her a tripod is because I see a lot of people that have their phone, because I intend for her to use her mobile phone. She doesn't need to buy a camera. Most of you do not need to buy a camera. You can start with your mobile phone. I shot several full-length movies for client on my phone. It's perfectly fine. It does an amazing quality. And I said, you already have the camera, so you're good, right? So the reason why I got her a tripod is because then I bought this thing, which is called an iClip. And the iClip is, I can clip this, I can clip the phone here and have the phone in front of me hands-free. And the reason why I got a tripod is because if I'm standing and I have those mini tripod and everything, I have to find some place to put it on. Right? And if I have a small table, now the camera is here shooting at me, I want something that is more eye level with me. I can actually raise this so it's eye level with me. Does that make sense? This little iClip here, it actually is used, and you'll have all the information where to get that. The iClip is used by musicians. That's what they use to hold their phone for lyrics and partitions and whatnot. So this is really a great setup. Super light. You can go anywhere. You fold it. You have it in your car. You could go at a friend's house. You can go on site. You can go in city place. You can go anywhere you want. Within 5 minutes, you got a tripod, a clip, and your phone. You're good to go. Almost. Almost. What you need is you need a couple more things. So what I got her after that is I got her this microphone. This is a $10 microphone I bought on Amazon, and it comes with an extension. So I actually have 10 feet of cord. So I can plug the microphone, and I can actually be standing almost all the way up to here. So I could take an entire scene here. I don't have to be like super close to the phone. I could be away. $10, $9.99. And I bought her 2 of them. The reason why I bought her 2 of them is because I bought her a Y clip. This is called a Y clip. See this little thing here? And that means that now I can hook this up to my phone, and I can have two microphones, and I can have two people talking on the phone and recording the thing. So now we have an interview. Now I can interview Larry, and I said, hey Larry, so tell me about PHP and web development and coding and everything. And him and Caleb could be talking right now, and we both have sound. Microphone is probably one of the most important piece of equipment you're going to need to buy with video marketing. And right now the cost of entry is like literally like 10 bucks. And I bought two of them. They come with a little extension and a little baggie. It's all cute and everything. I got two of them. The I clip, the Y connector, the tripod, and I also got her a light. Because if we're indoors, which you put on top of the tripod, let me turn it on. Look at this, right? Look at this now, how bright I am. Now I'm doing a video, it's going to be Larry and I. We got plenty of light on us, we have a microphone, and we're ready to rock and roll. Say again? I don't know. That's a great question. Again, technical, I don't know. But what I can tell you is the entire package costs 127 bucks. 127 bucks and you're good to go. You got everything you need to start with video marketing with equipment. I want to turn this up because I'm going to get a 10. Now this is a lavalier microphone. What I have on right now, this actually is connected. This is the more expensive setup, what you have there, and I'm going to talk after it. I'm just showing you this setup here. If I had the microphone, it would basically be not wireless, but it would be wired. So it's connected. It's connected right there to the phone. I clip it on my my jacket or my shirt, whatever I've got, and I'm ready to go. All I have to do is press play, and I'm good to go. I will tell you one thing in terms of video marketing that is probably one of the most important thing is that people will watch your video with a bad image but with an amazing sound. But they won't do the opposite. If it's got an amazing quality picture but a shitty sound, excuse my French, they will turn it off. Like people will be like, our ears are a lot more sensitive than our eyes. Or I would say our ears are a lot less forgiving than our eyes. Now obviously, ideally, you want to have good quality picture and a good quality sound. But I will say if you do anything, get a microphone. Like how many videos that I see is like, you know, it's just like it sounds echoey or it's not really a good quality sound. You've seen those videos and you're like, oh man, I just can't listen to that. And you go to the next one. Don't do that. I mean, 10 bucks, that's really all you need. And the quality, and I'm going to show you a couple of examples. It's really great. I think I had someone else with a question. Yes?
When you're recording using the phone, is there a way that you can see the video as you're in front of it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You just do front facing. And you could actually see yourself.
And it's the same quality?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's no difference because the lens doesn't matter whether it's showing the back or the front. Yes?
So you have to walk up to the phone,
Yeah.
start, and then when you're done.
Yeah, you just press start and then...
Is there any way to do that from where you're standing? So you're
That's a good question. You should look it up. But you know what? There's a YouTube video that actually talks about that. Remote control for sound. I'm sure it exists.
Recently I bought a tripod that came with a little Bluetooth remote so I can stand anywhere and just press the button and take pictures of recording stuff.
$127 package. May I get a hands, please? Thank you. Now, my wife hasn't used it yet, and that was predictable, but she got the equipment now. Now she has no more excuse to produce videos, and for 127 bucks, you're good to go. Okay. Now you have the Pro package, what I will call a little bit more expensive and a little bit more sharp and professional. I have a Canon DSLR camera here. This is an D70 camera. I bought that as a bundle at Costco. It came with a bag and a couple of lens. That was about 1,500 bucks. This is a great tripod right underneath there. That cost about a couple $100. Obviously in my shop I have a a wireless microphone, so I can't be connected to the camera. That costs also a couple $100. Bought some lights for the studio and a green screen. So basically, you know, with a couple thousand, I would say $2,000 to $5,000, you can get really yourself set up with a really high quality equipment. Those cameras, the Canon, the quality of the shots they do is absolutely amazing. But I'm going to tell you something. A professional, he's a professional videographer. He probably would be able to tell the difference between the phone and the camera, but I will say the vast majority of us wouldn't be able to. Because it's that good of a quality on the phone that it would take a trained eye to see the difference and saying, okay, that's a lot sharper and that was taken with the camera. But the vast majority of people wouldn't be able to tell the difference, okay? So the right team. To do video, there are 3 distinct people in the video crew, right? So you have the person doing the interview, the person that actually is, either the person that actually is speaking to the camera or the person that actually is doing the interview. That's a very distinct person, which is different than the person that actually is doing the video by itself. That is a videographer. Right, the guy that actually shoots the video. These guys actually have a different set of eyes. They're looking at things through a lens. You know, you've seen people like doing this, like in movies and while professionals. Well, that's how they actually are seeing action and stuff. And the third person is the video editor. Now, the reality is for you and I, you're going to have to be all 3 people. Right? Because you know, you're going to need to hire, a videographer, a video editor. None of this is cheap, and you're going to have to do all 3. The good news is that all the tools and all the trainings are there for you to do it, but it's 3 distinct jobs. Doing the video is one thing, doing the video editing is another thing, and actually doing the interviewing and talking with someone is a total different skills. And then you're going to maybe find yourself having a lot more fun doing one of the 3. You rarely are great at all 3. There's one of them where you say, you know what, I really enjoy that. Some people love video editing, which, by the way, those are the people that love to be in front of a computer for hours. The vast majority of your time with video marketing is spent right there. It's not spent going around, it's an hour of editing per 1 minute of filming. It's about the rule of thumb. Right? So let's see if you guys are good at math. 3-minute video is 3 hours. There you go. Yeah, you're going to get buried in video editing. So by the way, you know, now that you know that, the shooting of the video, the coming up with the script and what to say and all this is not going to be the pain for you. Is the actual editing of it and making it look good and clipping the parts and, you know, that shouldn't be there and whatnot. There's plenty of outsourcing possibilities for you out there, and I would highly recommend that you look to outsource. Actually, there are students that do that. Now my kids, 13 and 16 years old, both of them learn video editing at school, and they do some work for me. They work for food right now. Or, which is great, you know, because I'm like, okay, pizza, or, you know, 2 tickets to the fair. Yeah, 2 tickets to the fair, and then you give me, you do that video for me, and they're like, okay, we'll do it. They're tough negotiators. But the kidding aside, there's tons of, I would say that most, or at least a lot of the 18 years old out there would know how to edit videos because they do it on their own. They do it for YouTube and whatnot. So, you know, how much are you going to be paying those guys? You know, $7, $8, $10 an hour. You know, you can buy them some food, you can buy them ticket to Disney, whatever you've got to do, but you could certainly unload a lot of that to them, okay? So preparation and scripting. Now we're talking about really starting to prepare yourself and the mindset that you need to have when you are producing those videos. There's a method that's called the Brian Dean method. Brian Dean is the founder of Backlinko. It's an SEO company, and he calls it the APP method. So the APP method is the A for agree, P for promise, and P for preview. Now, what does that mean? That means that when you are doing a video based on this method, the first thing how you start, and you need to get people to agree with you. So what you are doing is you're setting something, you're setting a context where they could agree with the statement that you're making. For example, isn't it difficult to produce videos on your own? That could be a question you could start, right? Or do you find yourself sometimes struggling at the end of the day with lower back pain? That's another one. You're just getting people to agree with you. Listen, they either agree or they don't agree. The person may look at it and says, no, I don't have back pain. Next, they're going to the next video. But if your video is about resolving back pain, now you got that person. This is how you start. You start with having something where they can agree with, right? And then the second thing is you're making a promise. Then the promise is going to be, well, this video and this video, this video is right for you, because in this video, and then you do the preview, I am going to tell you the 3 things you can do to help relieve back pain at the end of a long day. You've just started your video, and now all you do is you go into your content. And I think that that's super important when you do video marketing. Most people don't start their video marketing the right way. And this is where a lot of people get stuck, is they don't know how to start necessarily or what to say. But start with the APP method. Is just agree, promise, preview. It's super easy, and then you go into your content, because people will make a decision. By the way, when I say people, I'm talking about you and me. We make a decision that we're going to be watching this video in about 10 seconds. And if you don't do the APP method, now you're like, I'm listening to the guy and I'm like, okay, so let me do it differently. I'm like, so hi, I'm Antoine, and I'm the owner of Katapult.Marketing, and we do video marketing and everything. And today what I want to talk to you about is how you could relieve back pain, after a long day. I mean, it's like, like 5 seconds ago, you just tuned me out. You're like, man, this guy's rambling on, right? It's just talking about a whole bunch of stuff that I'm not interested in. Get to the point. Do you come home sometime at the end of the day and have really a lower back pain or whatever it is, right? And it says, if that's your problem, this video is for you. I want to tell you the 3 things you can do to relieve back pain today. Do you see the difference? Now I'm listening. Okay, so the first thing is, and then you go into it. Simple, right? All right, the Antoine method. Now that's my method. My method is a little bit different, although it's very similar. So it's identify the pain, what you do, and the resolution. So it's a slightly different take on that, but then I will also invite you to look at this from that perspective. So identify the pain. What is the pain? What is the issue? What is the problem? You need to start the video with this, like you are actually a solution to a problem or an issue or something that people are dealing with. You need to put that in the forefront. So again, it's the same method as the APP, as the back problem, but you need to address this, immediately address the pain, right? So by the way, my method is not that much different than the Brian Dean, but it's just a little bit different take on it. And then describe the product and the service. Obviously that's going to be for product related. Then you describe what you do, the product, the service that you offer. And then the third thing is basically the resolution. What will they gain? How is their life going to be better if they do the method, what you're talking about? Okay, so that's 2 different ways to actually start a video. But if you have a good equipment, good light, good microphone, and you start with this, all of a sudden your audience is going to go through the roof because they're going to be engaged with you. Does that make sense? All right, let's do some content. Let's look about content research. Let's talk about that, because I know a lot of you want to know, okay, what am I going to be writing about? There's an amazing website here. You need to remember this one or write it down. It's called answerthepublic.com. Answerthepublic.com, and you'll get this old guy there looking at you, and all there is a box, and then it says get questions, and you put your keyword in that thing and you get questions. And what it's going to give you, so the keyword that I put there was chiropractor, because we have chiropractors as our client, or chiropractic is the word that I put, and it's going to give you all the why, how, are, will, can, where, which, who, what, and when. It's aggregating all that content from Google, which basically it's telling you these are all the questions people want to have an answer to. So if you want to know what do you want to write about, Yeah, isn't that amazing? Look at that. So I'm going to bring this closer. So chiropractic, how a chiropractor helps. How chiropractor helps migraine. One video. Do you ever come home at the end of a long day and suffer from migraine? If that is you, this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to tell you the 3 things you can do to relieve migraine through chiropractic. Boom, one video. And so forth and so on. All these questions are right there. All these are content, videos, ideas that anyone could do. So that's chiropractic. Whatever type of business you're into, you can have the answer to your what the most questions are out there. Let's talk about framing and lighting. And I got how are we doing on time?
7:56.
55?
56.
Wow. Okay. Great. Well, we're gonna be. I'm gonna excel. Everybody's good on time. I mean, I'm gonna go, and I don't want to abuse your time, but I'm gonna. All right.
We're still watching.
All right. Framing. Yeah. Nobody is yawning yet. All right. That's good. Framing and lighting. Just make sure you get the right type of frame. Hi, this is Antoine with Katapult.Marketing. So this is a first video to demonstrate how a video sounds without any lights and without a microphone. Not too good, right? Hi, this is Antoine with Katapult.Marketing. Now it's the exact same video, basically, but with light and a microphone. Can you tell the difference? Now I can tell you that the difference, if you have a real sound system, because actually it's playing for that, the difference is, I mean, all it is just that light out there and a microphone. And the difference is like, absolutely breathtaking. There's just no comparison. I'm going to show you some lighting here. So the head space, obviously you want to make sure you don't cut your head off. I see people actually doing videos like that. Just make sure you put, your head, your full head and your shoulders, slightly to the right. If you're going to, I see some framing like this. Can you tell, like, that doesn't work, right? This is how you do it. Right, but I see people doing it like that. Like the people are not centered. It's like we don't know what he's looking at, right? And then just like this makes a world of a difference. The rule of 3 is a great rule in video. So obviously the rule of 3 is the person is actually on a 2/3 to the right, and you leave some empty space on the left. That's a great way to actually frame a shot. I see a lot of people doing shots like this. This is not, what it has is it has way too much stuff that is not interesting. That would be more like it. You just want to get closer to the actual individual. So it's like there's just a lot of stuff in the background here that doesn't, it's just too much. There's no purpose to having all this. Lighting, so sunset and sunrise. This is how you do outdoor lighting. The best lights when you're doing shots outside is sunrise or sunset. What is the worst possible time to do videos outside? Noon, right? Because you're squinting and then it's like it's just giving you a shadow and it's brutal, right? Sunset, sunrise is the best time. Obviously, do I need to say anything? We've all seen it, right? So I need to say it, but it's just like, just make sure the sun is behind you, not behind the person, right? Goes without saying, but we see stuff like that happen. We have some great settings here in West Palm Beach that you can use. This is obviously in downtown West Palm Beach. You can do some videos there. It's absolutely stunning outdoor locations that we have. You can use City Place. There's a lot of stuff you can use. You don't have to be stuck to your office. You can do it on the beach. There's tons of stuff you can use in South Florida. It would be great. Obviously, this is indoor, so that's not enough lights. That's still not enough. And that's just right. So by the way, some of the stuff that when you're doing lighting indoors, it actually uses 3 points light. You have lights on the right, light on the left, and light in the middle. So it actually brights you from all 3 sides. And then obviously this is using a really dark room, so it's not forgiving. But a lot of us have windows. So if you have daylight that's coming in, you're indoors, you have a little bit of light. So the outdoor daylight plus your light is really going to give you a great shot. So let's go about, and we're closing with this, the editing tips. 85% of Facebook videos are viewed without sound. Let me say that again. 85% of all videos on Facebook are viewed without sound. It's crazy, isn't it? Have you noticed that all those videos, they have text? You know, I don't know, for me, I'm in bed at night and you know, my wife is next to me, so she's going to complain that I'm watching the video, so I actually watch the video. And we all do that, or you're in the bus, or you're in a, in a meeting and it's boring, right, and you're under the table. Guilty as charged, we've all done it. So it's really important to add some text on all your videos. There's some tools, there's a couple of tools I'm going to tell you. It's actually very easy to drop text on top of your videos. Again, it's super time consuming, but you know, if you know that people are going to watch the video without sound, just make sure you add some text. It's very easy to do. You add some text. Make sure you get tons of B-roll. That is B-rolls, videos. So we were shooting a video like framing a jersey and everything, but there's a whole bunch of other videos that we did. The B-roll is, you know, taking a picture of the side or taking someone doing something. So there's the video of the person talking about the product, what it is, and then you have other videos of what's going on, and the B-roll is actually added on top of it, so it creates something dynamic as the person is talking in the background. Does that make sense? Everybody is clear with B-roll? Just make sure you never have enough B-roll, by the way. Right? B-roll is just additional shots. You're starting to look at videos, you're going to see like when they're, actually the news are famous for that. The person is starting to talk, and immediately within 10 seconds, we're starting to see B-roll. That's what it is. It's B-roll. It's just, you know, things are happening, the car is driving by, it's just, you know, just B-roll. Okay? Transitions. A lot of these tools have transitions, so you can go from one frame to the other, and there's some really fancy stuff. I'm going to ask you to stay away from the vast majority of them. They are very cool and very fancy, but they're really annoying for most people. And you know, you can have transition when it does whoosh, like that. Well, I'm like, no, like that's great for a 12-year-old. You have fun. Have fun for your first video, but then give it up. You know, just do a simple transition is really all you need. Intros and outros. So we talked about that. You know, intros is for television shows. You're not doing a television shows. Nobody cares about your intro or your outro, right? Actually, it should be towards the end. You know, if you want to have an intro, which actually we do for all our clients because it looks very professional, you know, we use it at the end. The video starts, a person talks, we provide value, provide context, please, you know, like the video, or please call us if you have any information. Boom, and it ends with a nice little outro, right? These outro here, and I'm going to show you this one. $25 on Fiverr. All the videos we do a little outro, and the reason why we do that is because it really costs $25 to $35 on Fiverr. You know, there's Fiverr is F-I-V-E-R-R. You go on Fiverr and you can order logos, and you just do video intro, video outro, and you'll find tons of people that will do a video outro for you for $25. What they'll do is you have to pay. The way it works is you have to put the money first, but they don't get and all these people are in the Philippines and in India and whatnot, but they don't get the money until you say, yeah, I'm satisfied with the work. So you really are not going to get screwed, right? But basically you're saying, I want this intro, this one, or this one, and I want, here's the logo, and here's $25 and do it. And 48 hours later, they're giving you something like that. I mean, for $25, it's really crazy not to do it, right?
Should be able to get it for $5.
Huh?
It should be $5.
No, it's not $5. There's nothing at $5 with Fiverr. Fiverr used to be a $5 everything, but it's no longer true. $5, I mean, what they'll do is they say it starts at $5, but $5 plus this, plus that, plus this. I mean, listen. It's a little outro video. I actually, one of my video editor, I talked to him and I says, if you had to reproduce that, how long would it take you? And they're saying about 3 to 5 hours worth of work. 3 to 5 hours, or pay a guy in the Philippines $25 to do it.
Yeah.
Guess what's happening?
Yeah.
We're calling Jose in the Philippines, and I'm like, all right, here is another $5 tip. Serious, I'm not kidding.
You want to give it more?
Yeah, actually, no, actually the guy that does that is Bulgaria. He speaks English. It's really the funniest thing. He talks to me and I'm like, okay, I'm sure you're trying to speak English here, but it's like funny. But they're really trying hard. They work very hard. They want to do a good job. These guys, $25 means the world to them. And I'm like, listen, I can't find a college kid that's going to do that for me for less than $100. So I'm like, you know what? So this is Fiverr, by the way. So you go there. I will create a fully custom video intro and logo animation for $40. This one, fully custom 3D and intro and outro for $25. In YouTube, so by the way, you should add some music on your videos if you have, like, you know, it's great to have a little bit of music. YouTube has an amazing library, all free downloads. There's no charge to it. Let me say that. The price is free, right? So, you know, use it, and YouTube is giving you access to all that. All kinds of music, and it will tell you what they want you to do, by the way, in terms of the credit. Sometimes they'll say, okay, you can use that video, but you need to say at the end there's a little credit, and you need to say music by. You know, and that's really all you need to do, but you can use it. I've also used bensound, bensound.com. Tons of great music. By the way, you're going to recognize some of those music. You're like, oh, I saw the video from this guy, and that was the music, right? There's a great library. You're going to listen to some of these songs. That's what it is. And you download them, and again, it's the whopping price of free. Free stock video. You remember when I first started the presentation, I had a video of Paris, and it was actually moving. That actually is a free download from them. So you can go to Videvo, that website here, videvo.com, and you can actually download stock videos, right? So if you're doing a video of that medical stuff, or if you want to have a beautiful scenery, I'm not kidding. You type a keyword and it's going to give you a whole bunch of stuff. Wow. Free stock, right? So for example, about vibrations and whatnot, you want to look like, I don't have footage of that, go there. They'll have something for you. You want to show people that are happy, for example, you're doing your video, and if you use my product, you'll be at Bliss. It says happy people. And you'll have stock of people that you can actually use. And you just show that. People walking in New York happy, and you're like, you don't have to do it. Or you could, you know, travel to New York and do the video shoot and hire actors and doing all that crap. It's going to cost you thousands of dollars. Just make sure you have credit on all your videos at the end. It's a very, it's a simple 5 to 7 second slide where you're saying credit. So you put music by. If you were at City Place, shot on site at City Place, right? You just make sure you give credit to what you are doing. Most of these fall into the category of what I call fair use, fair usage. You know, using pictures of people and whatnot. If it's on the internet, it's fair for you to use it, but as long as you give credit to people. If you give credit to whatever pictures or anything that you got on the internet, they'll share it. Most of the time, and you know, in the worst case scenario, they'll say, I don't want you to use it, and just take it down. But it's fair use. You know, if it's on the internet, you find it. You know, obviously don't pretend to be Nike or Coca-Cola and everything, because they have expensive lawyers and they'll sue the crap out of you. But, you know, I'm talking in general, like, you know, if you want to do a video shoot at CD Place, a quick one, you just put shot on set at CD Place. It should cover you and be fine. By the way, I'm not an attorney, okay? So none of what I told you will stand in a court of law. You know, and if you're not sure, ask an expensive lawyer, but I'm just telling you from my experience. There are a couple of really well-known software that are out there that you should play with. Final Cut Pro. Final Cut Pro is the paid version of iMovie for all the Mac people, right? So it's iMovie on steroids. It costs about $300. You will edit your videos. There's a steep learning curve with video editing. So, like I said, the vast majority of your time is going to be spent here. So this is for the Mac people, is Final Cut Pro. And if you're a PC person, that would be Camtasia. Camtasia is really a great tool that you can use if you are on a PC. Okay? All right. Reality check. Video is complicated. You're going to be spending the vast majority of your time on video editing. I think I want to drill that down. Just want to make sure that you're very clear if you want to go into. video marketing, you're going to be spending your time on editing. All right, let's recap and we're going to close this up. All right, so Facebook by 2020, all mobile, all video. I have a good news. You're a media company. This is $137 worth of equipment you can buy like this week. That's about $2,000 to $5,000 there, a little bit more expensive. These are the types of videos that you need to have for any company or product or service. And then you need to have all those really on an ongoing basis, with the how-to being the holy grail. Identify the pain, what you do, and the resolution is the best way to actually start any video. Remember to rehearse. How many times? 3 times minimum. Rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. Remember the headshot. Don't cut your head off. Just make sure you have the 2/3, 1/3. You know, that is not a good setting. That is much better. Remember the grid, you know, so you can actually have some text on the side. Remember the call to action. Ask people to subscribe. That's really important. Have plenty of B-roll. You're going to need a lot of B-rolls with your videos. You can have some intros or outros. They're easy to do. And you're going to be spending the vast majority of your time editing the video. Cisco is saying that by 2019, 80% of all traffic videos, and if you don't do anything about it, and you don't start now, you're going to be left behind your competition because they're probably about to do it. I have a special offer for all of you. We do obviously professional video marketing in my company. We have a starter program where it's 1 video a month for $5.95 with a minimum of 12 months. We have a professional one where it's 3 videos a month for $15.95. And then 5 videos a month for $25.95 for a bigger company. If you just call me for 15 minutes sometime this week or next month, we could certainly talk about what would be a good fit for you. And we could see if video marketing and would work out and we could work together. And on that note, thank you very much.
Thank you.